Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Watson. This is the second DBQ Online training video. Today, we're going to be going over how to modify assignments that you created in the last session. Hopefully, you were able to kind of play around and make a couple yourself. So, the internship training class is one of the classes that I showed you last time that I created that I would use to show you how to make an assignment. These assignments were in here, and I showed you how to make one, the one at the bottom. What were the primary reasons of the fall of Rome? I showed you how to create that in class in the last video. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to modify that assignment. Okay, we're going to modify that assignment for the students for the future. Okay? So if you click on the action, this little gear, it's called the actions button. You click on that, you'll see on the screen that you have a few options here. You can delete the assignment, you can copy the assignment, you can save it as a template, you can edit the teacher markup, or you can edit the assignment. So we're going to edit the assignment. This is a modification of the actual assignment. Now I do want to point out that if you upload an entire assignment to where every page is already is already active and the students can see it, you can simply go to edit teacher markups and you can add in those boxes that I showed you before. So it's kind of up to your preference of how you want to do this. I like to do only the pages that the students are going to use that day, so they don't get overwhelmed and see that they have 10 pages they're going to do on this, and then they suddenly freak out and say, "Oh my gosh, I can't get all this done." Okay, but if you do have a class that says feel comfortable and they don't get flustered when they see all the pages they're going to end up doing, you could upload an entire completed assignment with all the pages you're going to use in the end. And then you can go back and put in those boxes for directions for each class as you go. So with that in mind, we're going to click the edit assignment button. And when you click that, you'll have to confirm. And it says if students have worked on this, uh, do not edit, work may be lost. Now, the important factor to remember with that is as long as you don't change what's already been done, you're good. So, and I'll explain this a little bit clearer when you see all the pages. So we're going to click confirm. So it's going to take us to this page right here. And last training session, I made this assignment with these 4 pages. Okay. Now these 4 pages, I did create boxes for the first page. Now in real life, I would have created directions boxes for each page. And I like to color coordinate mine, those post-it notes or sticky notes that are different colors. So we're going to assume that all the directions were put on each page. My students did a great job. They finished all 4 of these pages. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the next page. Okay. My students are done these, and the next class is coming up. Right? Maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple days from now. And we're going to need the next parts of the assignment. So say I think my students will feel most comfortable with doing, say, documents A and C instead of B. You can leave any page off you want when adding to whatever you have created. Okay. Now, once you click on these, you can actually preview any page to check it out and see, well, this doesn't seem like it might work well with my students. Maybe this will be better. And you don't have to, again, pick anything. You can pick any documents you want, any pages you don't feel you need, you can leave off. I do want to bring up that there is a drop-down box that says no selection. This says long form 1, long form 2, short form, and highly scaffolded form. If you pick any of these, it will not change the view for the students. They're actually all the same. And I've asked DBQ Online tech people about this, and they say it changes the view. However, I've had students show me that it doesn't change any views. Okay, so just leave that as no selection, and it's not important. So we're going to click on A and C because I'm going to leave off B because I might not be sure that B my students might be ready for. And we really need to practice on our charts and our map reading. So document C, and I can preview this, as a map. So I really want my students to work on their map skills. And I also want my students to work on their analyzing skills of charts, which document A has a very nice chart right here. So now that I've previewed both of those, I know this is what I want to add. These two documents, the students can analyze and answer the questions on the pages over the next couple days. This is what I'm going to add in. Now, once you're here, you have a couple options. Okay, you can click on these two. Okay, this is what we're going to add for now. Now, you can come down here, and for the specified assignment, again, you can click this specify students who received the assignment. Now, if everyone received it before, you can modify this again. And unfortunately, I was not given, DBQ did not give me access to create some fake student accounts to pick some and leave some off. But you can, again, modify this at any time. So we're not going to. All students are going to be added in. When you do this, you just click select all, and you could select all, or you could click the names of each student that's in this class. Okay. Now, if you save this as a draft, it will not go active. Okay? It will be a draft. If you save and publish, it will go active the second you click that button at the top where it says go back to assignments. I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay. So last time I did click save and publish. So this time I'm going to click save as a draft because maybe I will not, or you will not have enough time to finish modifying this assignment in this session. Say you're in school, you have a planning period, and you've got, say, 40 minutes if you're lucky. And 40 minutes, you're just not sure you're going to finish. And when you get home from work and after you feed the kids and everything else, you're going to go back to work at home, which I know all of you probably do that, and you'll finish it at night. So we're going to click the Save Draft button now. It has an option here that says Not Now or Add Markups. The Add Markups button is the button that we click, the same one for the Save and Publish. This allows you to put instructions and directions in each page that you're adding. Okay. Now it does say, would you like to add teacher instructions, annotation, notes before saving the draft? By clicking save, your markups and the assignment will be saved as a draft, not yet visible to students. So if you do this, the original 4 pages will still be accessible to the students, but the additions that you're making now will not be. And here's one good idea. You can start off by making markups on all the pages and then taking those pages off. So if we close this and we come back up here, say you have the time to put every single page together and you know what you're going to use, okay? And you make markups on all the pages, okay? You don't have to make all of that active immediately, okay? You can actually click on all of these pages and then make the markups and save it as a draft. And then when you go back into it, you can take these pages off, okay? So just for the fun of it, we're going to just keep A and C here, and we're gonna click Save to Draft, Save as Draft, click the Markups button. Now what it's gonna do, it's gonna take you into the pages. So this is your original markups that I put in here. This would have directions in it. The students would fill their answers into these boxes. So we're going to go to the new documents A and C. So again, I like to color coordinate. Here's the sticky notes, or I call them Post-its to students. And I always start with blue for some reason. And again, what we're going to do is simply type in, and for some reason, I do like to call them by their color. So this is blue box directions. Okay. And we're going to ask them to do a number of different things. It's up to you. I like to ask the students to underline specific people sometimes, circle specific things in specific colors. So, the blue box directions could be, it could be the causes of death by assassination. So they would have to use the circle tool to circle every single time that they see assassination on here. That could be an option. Okay? And then later on, you could ask them, and this will help them actually, because it says in the questions, how many were victims of assassination or possible assassination? Okay, so they could find those answers even faster because guess what? You already got them circled. Okay. So you make your boxes for this one and for document C, because we're going to come here. So document C, you're looking at a map. And we're going to put, again, I always start with blue for some reason. I'm going to put blue box directions. And of course, you do not have to follow my color coordination, or that I always start off with blue. So you have your directions here. Say you add a couple other boxes. And just for the fun of it, we are going to actually add a few more boxes. Say we have a red box directions that goes also with the map. Okay. And just for the sake of time, I'm not going to add in the names of the directions, like the orange box directions or the red box directions. So now we have red, we have blue, we have orange. Okay. And we put our directions for answering the questions in here. We put our directions or the boxes for answering questions up here. Most of the time I ask students to actually mark or put the circles or lines or arrows on maps. And that does not stop students from being able to click on the map and actually look at it up close. Okay. So now that we have this, we're going to, and we have all our directions, and I know I don't have them all, but you can put the directions in any box, in any color, or in any plain text. Again, freehand, I would stay away from. These boxes are just boxes. You can't actually type in them. So really, you only have a couple options, which the bucketing box you can type in. You can use that if you want. But these are mainly used for the bucketing pages. And those bucketing pages are pretty straightforward because students will make these buckets. Okay. So really, you're using the sticky note, the plain text, or the freehand, and I would stay away from the freehand. Okay. So now that we have all our directions, we're going to click return to assignment. And now that we have this return to assignment, you're going to notice that when we come down here, it says draft. Now, if we click the view button, this is what the students would see. Okay. They would still see the first 4 pages. Okay. They're just not going to see A and C because those are drafts. Okay. This is important to note. And this is a pretty unique tool that you can see these, but it's still a draft. Okay. This is actually not yet active. Okay. Now to activate it, it's actually really simple. If we're here and we're back to our internship, all you need to do is click the edit assignment button again. We want to confirm that we're going to edit it. And now we have both of these right here. Now, say we want to leave C off. So we unclick C and B is and A is there. Okay. We're going to come down here We're going to click save and publish. And we don't need to add markups because we already did. So we click not now, which I don't know why they say not now, because if you already added it in, you're good. And now we click the view, and A is here. It's now here, okay? And we have our markups box. Now, what I was told with DBQ Online is there's a trick, and here's one of the big tricks. We took C off. So if we go back to edit assignment again, and we decided, nah, I want to add C. You can click add C back again, and the markups should be there. Now, I have been told by DBQ Online that sometimes there are some glitches here, but let's see if there aren't. So now we're going to click save and publish immediately. So we just click C. Remember, I did put in 3 color boxes in there. So now we're going to click, and we don't need to add because we already did before, so not now. And let's see if it glitches. So now we're going to click the view button, and we're going to go over to this cover page and go down to C, and they're right there. So I put the boxes in. I took the page off because I wasn't ready for it, or my students say weren't ready for it. And guess what? When I added the page on, it's already there, okay? So here's one good thing about this. What you can do, and this is a really good trick, what you can do when you make your assignment, okay? If you're creating a new assignment, when you create that new assignment, add all the pages, and I'm going to do this right now, create a new assignment. And because this is just general, I'm picking whatever. So I'm picking a 6th grade. This is volume 1, World History, Hammurabi's Code. We're going to assign it. We're going to customize it. I want all my extra stuff. I want the read aloud. I want the guided essay. I want the activate essay builder. I want the samples. Okay. And I'm going to customize it right here. I'm going to have every single page on here. Okay. Every single page on here. Now, when I come down here, you don't click save and publish. What you'll click is save as draft. When you click the save as draft button, you have your markups button. You can click this and go into your markups. You make all the markups you want on this entire page, on every single page on this entire activity. So you can have all your markups done, okay? And just for the fun of it, okay, I am going to add some boxes in here. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to put anything in these boxes, okay? But I'm going to put a box in background in the cover. I'm going to put a box in the background essay questions, which again, I'm going to stick with my blue color. And I'm going to put a box in document A right here. I'm going to put a box in document C right here. And these boxes can go anywhere. Let's say we're going to put 2. Okay, I can put one there and one here. Then I'm going to put a box in the essay builder. And here's the essay builder. Okay. And because this is true, the essay builder doesn't leave you a lot of space. Okay, so there's a box there. Okay. So remember, I clicked save as draft. So now that we have our boxes scattered throughout this entire thing, we're going to click return to assignments. Okay. So once I click return to assignments, you'll notice that now I have a draft right here. Okay. And these are the samples. Okay. And you can click view these, and displays right now are off because again, this is a draft. You can click on at any time or off at any time. So if you're not really working on the essay, I would leave them off until you get closer to where students are starting to formulate their ideas. But staying focused on this, you click the little gear or the actions button. Now we're going to edit the assignment, and we're going to go back in. I click confirm. all of these pages are again in the draft. Now I'm going to unclick all of these assignments because I do not want to scare my students half to death with 13 pages. We're going to stick with just actually the first two. So we have the cover and the hook. Now I'm going to go down, and I already made all of my, again, boxes. I already made my directions for every single page, but guess what? I'm going to show my students these 2 pages to start, and that's it for now. Okay, so now I'm going to click save and publish. My markup's already on there. Click not now, even though I don't like the button that says not now. Now it's active. Okay, so now you can view Hammurabi's code. And even though, look at this, you only got these 2 here, cover and hook exercise. Now the essay builder will always be there because it's part of it. So this won't make much sense to some students, but it's actually very short. And you can, what I've told my students when I do have the essay builder on there is please just forget it for the moment. We're going to use it later. Okay. And it doesn't really give you anything to use specifically unless you have documents in front of you, because this says review the documents and organize them. So until you have documents, they don't need to do anything with them anyway. Okay. So now you have your pages right here with your directions and say, okay, they're done. Okay. They're done with part 1, the cover and the hook exercise. Well, now you go back to this little gear, you click the edit assignment, click confirm. It'll take you to these pages again. Now we want to add the background essay and the background essay question. So you go down, you click those, you already have. Remember, we already made instructions and directions for every single one. You click save and assign, save and publish, I'm sorry. You don't need to click the add markups button because we made them already. Click not now, and now it's gone active. And guess what? Now we can click the view button and we have all of their stuff, including the boxes that we made previously. So the best trick in the book that I found is to create an entire, assignment. So using one of these topics, click every single box, use every single box. When you click the draft, click every single box, put all your directions in every single box. Okay, save it as a draft, and then go back in a couple seconds, open it back up, and de-click all those extra pages. Now, I know you have to go back, but this is a real big help. Now, I know we've already added to this to 4 pages. However, if you have, say, 8 classes like I do, or 4 classes, like most of you probably have, what you can do, say it's a draft, okay? And here's what I can do. I'm going to create one more assignment just to show you, okay? So we're going to assign, and let's not do Hammurabi. Let's do something different. Let's do the Great Wall of China. Okay, so we're going to assign this. We're going to customize it, and we're going to leave every single page on there. And while we're here, right, we're going to add in all these extras, right? To read aloud the guide, the sample essays, we're going to add in everything. We're going to click Save as Draft. We're going to add our markups. We're going to add in every single markup there is. Okay, we're gonna put in all our sticky notes. We're gonna put in arrows on maps to help students navigate. We're gonna, give all the instructions needed. Click the Return to Assignments button. Now that you're here, and guess what? We have this new one, okay, and this is a draft. Click the Actions button or the gear. When you click that, it says Copy Assignment. Now, this is a draft with every single direction and detail, right, on every single page. And if this is really good for if you teach honors classes and you teach, say, special ed courses and then general studies courses, this is a really good job, because what you can do is you can put directions for every single page in extreme detail. And then when you go back, this is a draft, right? You can copy this assignment. You can copy this assignment to every single class that you have. So say I have 8 classes, like I have 8 classes. So I just made one, okay, in my internship training class. I'm going to copy this to all of my classes. Now, what you can do once you copy this to all of your classes is you can go back, and I'm going to copy this to the master class. Just this. So we copied it. It was successfully assigned into the master class. It says successfully assigned. However, I left it as a draft. When you go into your master class, guess what? It's only a draft. The students can't work on it yet. They can't see it. Now, say this assignment or this class was a special ed class. Every single page on here, you can still go back into, click save as a draft, add markups. You have all your markups already here, correct? But you can modify them within just this class. Most of your classes, you won't need extensive modifications if you start on the side of preparation for your intensive courses. So what I always go after is I always plan and put my directions in based on my special ed courses, because then my general ed and my honors courses, the only thing that I really need to do is add in any extra work that they might have, instead of any the special ed courses most likely won't be given every single activity that the general ed or the gifted has. However, what you could do is you could add in to this draft in the beginning all the gifted and all the special ed with all the directions, and you can go in real quick and go down the pages and just, if you made a box, don't forget, you can just delete the box for each direction that you have. So if you have extra assignments, you can just go in there, delete them, guess what, save it. And now this new class, which is the master class, has a modified right here. This one is now modified, right? And different, but it has every single, so literally, and this worked for people that have 8 classes. Okay, so I took the time to go through and put directions in every single page, right, for this entire assignment. I didn't have to do it 4 times, or for me, 8 times. I only had to do it once. Now, will minor changes be required? Probably, but minor changes for 3 classes is much easier than producing this entire assignment with all the directions for 8 different classes, one at a time. I mean, you'd be pulling your eyes out, going crazy. So it's a huge trick to, again, remember, when you create an assignment, always save it as a draft. Use every single page you're going to use or you might use. Put all your directions in, save it as a draft, and then go back in, edit the assignment, and unclick those pages. And guess what? They're still ready to go, right? They're still ready to go. And before you unclick any of those pages, guess what? If you have other classes you're going to use that same assignment for, click here, copy the assignment, right? Copy it over to those others, and then you can go into those others and make those class specific modifications. So this is a huge trick in the book to save hours and hours of making boxes, putting in directions, things like that. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section. And I'll see you guys next time for the training video on DBQ number 3. and that will be uploaded shortly. Bye, guys.